Let's make a cozy holiday hot cocoa bar using 2 magazine holders and a cardboard box I found at Dollar Tree. I also picked up some paper plates, napkins, and paper cups from Walmart. They were actually priced lower than the ones at Dollar Tree. If you're overwhelmed by getting your kitchen ready for the holidays, I am going to come alongside you today and walk you through cleaning and organizing your kitchen step by step. Dollar Tree magazine holders are the perfect size to hold paper plates, napkins, and hot cups. I'm turning this cardboard box into a beautiful little tray by covering it with wrapping paper. And next, we're picking up a couple more items from Walmart, including these clear boxes. I've sprinkled some holiday recipes throughout this episode, including my favorite recipe for 4-ingredient homemade hot chocolate. Dollar Tree sells these candy spoons, but I've tasted them and wasn't real happy with them, and actually the price was lower at Walmart. I'll make sure and include one link to everything I'm using in this episode, and it will be listed in my LTK store, so you only have to go to one location and you can see everything included here. To add a finishing touch and a little bit more stability, I am using the top of a plastic box and making it into a hot cocoa bar sign. I love this little concept because you can take it with you wherever you go and it's not hard to make. Keep up with everything that's coming in the new year by making sure you're subscribed to my channel. It's a wonderful time to air out our kitchens, to get things out, to downsize and organize that really special area of our homes. I think that you'll find that after you've worked on consolidating and eliminating the non-essentials in your kitchen, the food storage and organization is going to be much simpler for you because you will actually create some space. For me, the easiest way to start simplifying the kitchen is with kitchen tools. Now, I wanted to keep it real with you all and let you know that this is how my kitchen has looked in the past until I really took simplifying seriously. So don't get discouraged if you feel like you're having trouble with this. I did a recent survey, and those of you on my channel told me that your most challenging efforts in the kitchen are clutter. So for a quick win, get out all your kitchen utensils, every single item, go through them, get rid of those things that are yucky, outdated, you no longer use, and maybe you can afford to buy a few new things. Whatever it is, simplify it. Make sure every single thing you have is something you love and use. One of the biggest changes that I saw in keeping my kitchen under sink clean was to add some light. Now, these are some magnetic stick-on lights that are motion sensitive, so it takes a long time for the battery to wear out, and then they're rechargeable. If you want the link, I can give it to you, but it really doesn't matter what kind you use. I just find that adding light to that kitchen under sink makes such a big difference in keeping it uncluttered. The second thing I want to tell you is really streamline the cleaning products that you keep, not just under sink, but in your whole house. Get everything out, see if you have duplicates, see if you have things that are half empty that maybe you could put together, and then just develop a real simple system. Now, I've consolidated almost all my cleaning supplies down to just 3 agents. These are things that I use all the time. One is a window cleaner, one is an all-purpose spray, and one is an air freshener that I just use with essential oils. So if you get a little basket and hang it over the door, you'll make some extra space in that kitchen under sink area. But whatever you do, try to just consolidate your cleaning agents. And I also encourage you, splurge and buy a few new towels and cleaning towels. It'll make you feel so much better. Next, let's make a DIY simmer pot. I got these sticks of cinnamon. They weren't expensive at all. I cut up 1 orange into very thin slices and dried them out in my air fryer. Next, I added some fresh cranberries and a little vanilla and extra cinnamon. Now, just to make it even cuter, I am adding these silicone bow handle covers from Walmart, and I'm going to make sure to link those below for you. Now let's talk about cookware. As usual, I encourage you to take absolutely everything out and do an inventory. Now, do you have duplicates? Do you have items that are broken that you've just been meaning to repair, but you probably never will? Another thing I want you to inventory is items that are really heavy that maybe you're not using as often as you would if they were in a place that was easier to get them in and out. These little metal shelf holders have really helped me a lot because I have arthritis and my cast iron pans were just seldom used because I didn't want to take them all out at one time. They're just too heavy. So when I got this pot and pan organizer, it helped me a lot because I can take them out one at a time. They're not so heavy. They're really easy to reach. Whether or not you use something like this, I really encourage you to make sure that those things that are heavier for you are in a spot that you can reach them easily. And also give yourself permission, now that you've downsized, to just keep it to the essentials. We use 2 frying pans and 3 pots, and that's it. Now let's talk about utensils and drinkware. The first thing that you can do to make a huge impact is go through all your mugs and make sure you're using every single one. And I just decided to get a set that I could consolidate and hang under my cabinet. Do the same thing with your flatware. Make sure you're using it and that it's a set you really like. Counter space is so precious, especially when you've downsized from a really large kitchen like I had to a very small one. But the biggest difference in clearing those countertops is they are easier to clean, and the visual decluttering will make your life so much more enjoyable in the kitchen. So start by taking absolutely everything off those countertops. Clean them thoroughly, clean your backsplash thoroughly, and then think to yourself, what earns a place on my counters? I wanted to include this Wyman's stovetop cleaner in case you have a ceramic stove like I do. I love that. But I took all my appliances off and I really thought about how I could consolidate them, if I could store some of them in another spot, and what really earned its place. Now this decision is going to be different for everyone. I use my KitchenAid mixer about once a week and it's just too heavy for me to lift up and down. We also use our toaster. We use this air fryer that converts to pulls up and pulls down, and it has several different functions. And that's another tip I have for you. Try to go to appliances that serve multiple functions so that you don't have to have one appliance just to do one small job. My Vitamix blender was the other thing that earned its place on that countertop because it helps us to eat more healthfully. So now that you've decided what goes on those countertops, thoroughly do a cleaning of every single one. Now I'm going to tell you that once you start this process, it is going to be so liberating to you. You're not going to want to put anything back on those counters. But I encourage you to put down some type of cutting board or placemat that makes it easy for you to pull those things in and out, to clean underneath them, and just to get the most use out of those countertops. I was really surprised when I did this process and looked at it with a really close eye how much dirt there was in this everyday setting. And once I realized how much clutter was concealing a dirty kitchen, it made me want to really keep those counters clean and use them very sparingly. So if your counters look like this, do not despair, do not get discouraged. This is a process and you're starting it and you're going to take one step at a time. So take this month and really be ruthless about creating more space and more clarity in your kitchen. And I promise you that even getting rid of appliances that you think you cannot live without is going to make you want to use the appliances that you do keep even more often. And that's really true for everything we've gone through this month. The mugs, the flatware, the utensils. When we streamline down, I think that you'll find that you're using what you do have more efficiently and more often. You deserve to have a kitchen that is visually relaxing, that functions with ease, and that encourages greatness. Here's my favorite 4-ingredient hot cocoa mix recipe. The 4 ingredients are powdered sugar, regular sugar, cocoa powder, and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I'm going to leave the recipe and all the directions in my description box below. The secret is to make sure that you sift everything together so that it all comes together in a consistency that's the same throughout the whole mix. Next, you can add a little pinch of salt and a little pinch of cinnamon if you'd like, and then you're just going to use 2 tablespoons per cup of hot cocoa. We're looking forward to seeing our adult kids, their spouses, and our 2 new grandbabies. They will be meeting each other for the first time. Who are you having for Christmas, or where are you going? I would love to hear your plans. This Christmas is a really happy, joyous one for our family, but we've had Christmases that weren't as happy and joyous. And so if you're going through one of those this year, I want to send you a hug and a warm cup of hot cocoa and just remind you that today is not the end of your story. Do not give up and keep putting one foot in front of the other. This is Shannon from Skip to My Life.